Hello YouTube, and in today's video I'll be covering the FTSE MIB, which is the main Italian stock index. As you can see, we had breakdown all the way from 2007. It's never been able to recover since, really. See, it's had a decent rally off the lows of 2009, 2008. Off the low, it's up approximately 170, 180%. It's not as impressive as the S&P 500. So if I put the S&P 500 onto the chart, you'll be able to see the comparison. The S&P 500 is obviously greater performing in this whole time frame. It's up 400% compared to the FTSE MIB, which is only up 33%. Now we'll be looking at all of the individual components inside the FTSE MIB. First of all, we have Uniper, which is finance multi-line insurance. You can see it's had a decent rally off the lows over here. So if I draw this out as a symmetrical triangle, and I can see there's been quite a substantial move recently where we've gone all the way from approximately 4 all the way to over 9. So this is probably maybe in a new uptrend. It's maybe something worth having a look at, but it's never really recovered ever since over here. We had this descending triangle pattern. It broke down. We measure the target. You can see it's made its target and it's been underperforming ever since. So it's not really a good investment over time. Next, we've got UniCredit, which is a major bank in Italy. And looking at the chart, I can see we had a peak in 2007. It's never really recovered since. We had a bit of a channel over here, broken out of it, broken down. Tried to rally over here. We had a descending triangle. And I can see there's been a decent rally off the lows here from 9 all the way to 35. Again, over the long term, this hasn't been a good investment at all, really. It's potential for an inverse head and shoulders pattern at the bottom over here. But it depends, it remains to be seen whether you get the right shoulder over here, potentially. And you could have some sort of rally, but that remains to be seen, to be honest. Next, we've got Turner, which is a electric utility. Now I can see from looking at the chart, it's in an uptrend. Quite an impressive uptrend, to be honest. I can see there's some sort of symmetrical triangle forming here. So potentially we break up to new all-time highs. This is one of the better stocks in the FTSE MIB. Next, we've got Tenaris, which is a steel company. And I can see, looking at this chart, it's just been stuck in a range for a number of years. There was a good opportunity to buy the dip over here in November 2020. But ever since, there's been a slight rally. It's stuck in a range, so this one's sideways. I'm pretty much neutral on this. Next, we've got ST Microelectronics, which is a semiconductor. I can see this has been in a steady uptrend over time. However, it's still got to take out the dot-com peaks. See, it's in a steady uptrend over time. Need some sort of wind up or something over here. So maybe a symmetrical triangle, maybe some sort of falling wedge structure. To see this break to new highs, but at the moment it's looking weak. Next, we've got Telecom Italia. It's been in a downtrend ever since it IPO'd. I can see this is a good short to have on over time. Any rally should be shorted, looking at this chart. Next, we've got Stellantis, and I can see there's been a symmetrical triangle over here. And we're broken out to the upside. If I measure from here to here and project out the moves roughly from somewhere in the middle here, I can see we've probably made target, to be honest. Yes, we've probably made the target there, yes. We're having a bit of a pullback, so I'm not really bullish on this at this moment in time. It needs to give us some sort of new structure to go higher. Next, we've got Snam, which is a gas distributor. You can see this has been an uptrend over time, but there's potential for a head and shoulders pattern forming over here. So since the peak in June 22, it's just been in a bit of a downtrend. So it's not an interesting investment at the moment. Again, we've got engineering construction, Sapem, which hasn't been a good stock to own. It's had a recent rally off the lows here at 0.6 all the way to 2.39. But looking at this chart, I can see constantly breaking down, grinding across this line, breaking down, been breaking down here in terms of a descending triangle pattern. This isn't a good investment, folks. Next, we've got Recordati, which is a pharmaceutical major, and I can see this is an impressive stock just from looking at the chart. I can see there was some sort of consolidation that took place from 2002 all the way to 2011. It broke out in 2013 and it's been rocketing up ever since. If this gave us a nice wind-up pattern over here, symmetrical triangle, it's maybe a good entry around about here somewhere, around the 41 level. So this could be an interesting investment. Next, we've got Pricemian, which is an electrical products company. I can see this has been in an uptrend over time. I can see it's broken out to the upside and it's gone parabolic, so I wouldn't chase it here, but maybe if it gives us a pullback, it could be a good entry. Next, we've got Poste Italiane, which is a regional bank, it says here, finance. I can see this has been one of the better Italian banks to own. Since 2015, it's been in this steady uptrend, so if it gave a bit of a pullback here, maybe it's a good opportunity to add some. Next, we've got Pirelli. Again, this has just been trading slightly higher. It's been a bit of a downtrend. There's no clear pattern. There was a nice double from all the way from 3 to 6, but it remains to be seen. We need more price pairs to determine where it's going to be going in the future. Next, we've got Nexi, which has just been in a downtrend, which is a regional bank. So this is a dreadful investment. Again, I've drawn on a pattern over here of a descending triangle. I can see that's currently played out. So it's been a weak stock. Next, we've got Moncler, which has been in a good uptrend over time, to be honest. Any pullback towards this trend line over here near 46 or 47 could be a good buying opportunity. Next, we've got Mediobanca, which is a regional bank. I can see we've had a decent rally off this low in 2012, which I assume would have been the European Italian banks crisis that was taking place. A decent rally to 14, but again, longer term, it's just been stuck in a range. Next, we've got Leonardo, which is an aerospace and defense company. That's done really well recently. Again, any pullbacks could be an opportunity to add. Next, we've got Iveco Group, which is a motor vehicle company. Minimal price behavior. As we can see, we've had this rally and we've been selling off very harshly. So I wouldn't be jumping into this stock here. Next, we've got Italgas, which is a gas distributor. I can see this has been in a steady uptrend. I don't know what exactly happened over here, but been in a sideways range, so it's not really a good investment. Next, we've got Major Telecom, Inwit, and I can see there's been some sort of symmetrical triangle pattern that's played out. But at the moment, this is looking weak, so it's not a good investment either. Next, we've got Intesa Sanpaolo, which is a major bank as well. Again, it's weak like the other banks. Next, we've got Hera, which is electrical utility. I can see it's gone slightly higher over time. It's been in a nice steady uptrend. Again, if this rallied up a little bit, and then had some sort of down leg, it could give us a nice symmetrical triangle pattern to trade. But I wouldn't be in it for long-term investment either. Next, we've got Interpump Group. I can see on this is starting to break down now after hitting a peak in 2021 to produce the manufacturing industrial machinery. I can see it's been going lower ever since, so it's in a downtrend. Next, we've got Fineco Bank, which is the pick of the Italian banks, if you ask me. It's been in a steady uptrend since IPOing over here at 3. It's gone away to 14. Again, any dips here could be an opportunity to add some. Next, we've got Generali, which is a multi-line insurance company. And I can see that it's been rallying recently. It's been going higher. Again, it's nothing conclusive because it's just been going sideways in a range since the 90s. So it's nothing special there. This is a special stock Ferrari. This is in motor vehicles. You can see it's had a breakout over here. It's broken out to new highs. So we need some sort of pattern here to give us another entry. It's been a good company to invest in. You can see ERG, alternative power generation. This has been a good investment over time as well. But it looks like it's doing a head and shoulders pattern over here. If you measure out the target quickly, and I can see it might even take out the trend line. Again, I wouldn't jump in here looking at this. It's a shooting star, so it's probably going to sell off a little bit more. Next, we've got Diasorin, which is a medical specialty space. Now I can see here we've had an inverse symmetrical triangle in a downtrend. Basically, this is broken down as we can measure the move down here. It's potential to break down even further. So this is a weak company at this moment in time. Next, we've got Eni, which is energy, minerals, oil refining, marketing. And I can see this has been in a downtrend over time, so it's not a good investment. Next, we've got Enel, which has basically been in a slight uptrend over time, but it's getting stuck in a sideways range. Next, we've got Campari. Again, this looked interesting here for a symmetrical triangle, but looking at this candle here, it looks like it wants to break down, maybe give us some sort of double top pattern. So although this was a good investment historically over time, it's not looking so great at the moment, to be honest. This looks like it wants to break down further, all the way to around about 5 maybe. So this is looking like a bad investment. Next, we've got Buzzy, which is construction materials. See, this has been in a nice pattern. I can see the symmetrical triangle here, and it's just been in an uptrend. So any pullbacks on this could be an opportunity to add some for a long-term portfolio. Next, we've got another bank, which is a bad investment, BPER Bank. Next, we've got Banco BPM, which is also a weak bank over time as well. As we can see, it's been a terrible investment. Next, we've got Banca Mediolanum, and it's been slightly better, but it's still a weak bank over the longer term. Looking all the way back from the 90s, it's gone up sideways. It's stuck in a range. Next, we've got Banco Generali, which is an investment manager. I can see, looking at this chart, again, if this was to give us some sort of wind-up pattern, it'd give us a symmetrical triangle of some sort. Maybe looking to add around here at the 28, 29 could be a good, interesting entry for the long term. Next, we got Azimut. Looking at this chart, basically, I can see we've been in an uptrend over time. It's been a good investment. Yeah, it's had this nice symmetrical triangle breakout here in 2012. Maybe needs to come down a little bit, but again, it's a neutral on this. Next, we got A2A, which is electric utility, and I can see this has been a bad investment over time as well. Finally, we've got Amplifon, which is a medical distributor, and I can see this is looking to probably break down as well. We're kind of grinding along here, and if we came down here, we could do a descending triangle of some sort, and this could sell off as well. So that's the Italian index. As you can see, if we can I'll just have a quick look at the chart again of the actual FTSE MIB. And as we can see, this isn't really the best stock index to be invested in. There's a few names as I went along that look decent, but apart from that, a lot of names look weak. Looking at a monthly view, it looks like it needs some sort of pullback. Overall, I'd say the S&P 500 is a better investment over time, but it remains to be seen whether anything will start churning around in this index. But for now, it seems to be limited in a range ever since the collapse in 2007, 2008. If you like the video, press the thumbs up button, press subscribe, and on your way out. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.